Rivers have long held profound symbolic significance in both mythology and literature, representing a range of themes, including life, death, transformation, and the passage of time. As one of the most fundamental and persistent elements of the natural world, rivers are often seen as symbols of life's flow and the cycles of nature. In various cultural and literary traditions, rivers serve as metaphors for transitions, be they spiritual, emotional, or physical, marking the boundaries between different states of being, such as the mortal and divine, life and death, or the known and the unknown. In many mythologies, rivers are considered sacred or divine entities, often personified as gods or goddesses who control the flow of life. In ancient Greek mythology, for example, the rivers of the underworld, such as the Styx, the Lethe, and the Acheron, symbolize the passage between life and death. The Styx, in particular, is famous for being the river that souls must cross to enter the afterlife. The river serves as a boundary between the living world and the realm of the dead, and its crossing is often depicted as a necessary step for the soul's journey. The ferryman, Charon, who transports souls across the river, further emphasizes the idea of transition, a theme echoed in many cultures' beliefs about rivers as liminal spaces. In other mythologies, rivers are tied to creation and the cycles of nature. In Hindu mythology, the Ganges River is revered as a goddess, Ganga, embodying purity and spiritual cleansing. The Ganges is not just a river. It is a divine entity that represents the flow of life itself. Pilgrims travel to the river to bathe in its waters, believing that doing so will cleanse them of sins and purify their souls. The Ganges symbolism extends beyond physical purification. It is a lifeline for millions of people, providing water for sustenance and agriculture, making it a central figure in the relationship between humans and the natural world. In Egyptian mythology, the Nile River was equally important, seen as the source of all life and prosperity. The river's annual flooding was crucial to agriculture, as it fertilized the land and allowed crops to grow. In the Egyptian worldview, the Nile represented both literal and symbolic rebirth. Its waters provided the means for crops to grow, and its regular cycles symbolized the eternal cycle of life, death, and resurrection. The river was associated with the god Hapi, who embodied fertility and abundance, further solidifying the river's role as a symbol of both creation and sustenance. In literature, rivers often serve as metaphors for life's journey, the passage of time, and personal transformation. One of the most famous literary uses of a river as a symbol is found in the Odyssey by Homer. In this epic, the rivers of the underworld are again featured, and their symbolism is connected to the hero Odysseus' journey. However, rivers also appear as symbols of change in Odysseus' return to Ithaca. The river's course is often reflective of the character's internal journey, symbolizing movement toward a goal, obstacles that must be overcome, or even the flow of emotions. The river also appears as a central symbol in literature's exploration of the human condition. In Mark Twain's Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, the Mississippi River becomes a symbol of freedom and escape. For Huck and Jim, the river is a path away from the constraints of society, a journey that offers both literal and metaphorical liberation. The river provides a physical route to freedom but also acts as a mirror to Huck's own moral and emotional transformation, as he grapples with issues of race, society, and personal identity. In this sense, the river is not just a setting. It is a living force that shapes and defines the character's experiences. Rivers also appear as symbols of both conflict and reconciliation. In Heart of Darkness by Joseph Conrad, the Congo River serves as both a literal journey into the heart of Africa and a metaphorical descent into the darkness of the human soul. The river's journey upstream represents a journey into the unknown, a descent into chaos, and a confrontation with the moral and psychological complexities of colonialism. The river here is a symbol of the corrupting power of civilization, as well as the isolation and darkness that lie at the heart of human nature. In contrast, in works like the Iliad and the Aeneid, rivers like the Scamander and the Tiber are associated with heroism and divine intervention, guiding or obstructing the heroes in their quests. The river's flow often serves as a force beyond human control, representing fate, divine will, or the uncontrollable forces of nature that shape the course of events. In these stories, rivers can be both helpers and obstacles, emphasizing their dual nature as symbols of both life and destruction. In contemporary literature, rivers continue to be a powerful symbol of change, growth, and the passage of time. In works like The River Why by David James Duncan, rivers symbolize a connection to nature, the search for personal identity, and the quest for meaning. The river in this novel becomes a metaphor for the protagonist's own journey towards self-realization and spiritual awakening.